Ah, fishermen get all the babes.
Walleyes are being caught on Lake of the Woods, and the Rainy River is opening up. This is your Minnesota Bite Report brought to you by Easy Fish USA and Range Behavior. Lake of the Woods. Larry T is fishing the Baudette side. He has fished both 18 feet of water and 30 feet of water. Sounds like he is bouncing back and forth between the shallower parts of the lake and then also going out deep to see what he can find out there. He's saying he's doing well in both areas. He's fishing the 18-foot area mostly in the mornings and right before dark. He says the fish like to make a move in shallow, so he likes to be there for that run. He's using a red hook and a fathead. And he's also doing a little bit of jigging. He said they're starting to react to his gold jig. He said it's very small with a minnow head, and they're starting to get a little bit more aggressive. Now, Larry was able to land a 40-inch northern. Great fish. He sent me some pictures. We might get those posted up here. We'll see if we have time. And he's doing pretty well on 14 to 16-inch walleyes. So he told me that he's getting a little bit better fish in the shallower water. That's why he's been moving from shallower out deeper during the day and back to shallower in the evening. And his biggest so far is a 26.5-inch walleye. So good job to Larry. He's catching some great fish out there. The Williams area, John S. has set down in 28 feet of water. He's doing pretty well. He's using a pink glow with a fathead, and he's dead sticking. He said he needs to be right on the bottom to get action. So he's keeping his baits as close to the bottom as he can, and he also likes to leave one 8 feet below the ice. So he's also fishing those fish that are swimming below the ice, and he said he's getting his better quality walleyes right below the ice. He is fishing off the humps there right outside of Long Point. So he's doing pretty well. He's gotten himself into the deep water. He's not on the humps, but he said that he sat in 28 feet of water, and that was where he was getting his best bite. And I know John, and he does like to move around a little bit. So he probably moved around a little bit before he found his pod, unless he just sat right down on top of the fish, which, as we all know, is not likely every time. So he's getting quite a few 11 to 13-inch saugers, which are nice eating fish for Lake of the Woods. You don't really overlook those. Back in the day, what we used to do is if they were the length of the top of your bucket, then you knew you were about 11 or 12 inches, and that was a decent keeper for a sauger. So if you are in a pod of smaller fish, those for Lake of the Woods are decent eating fish, those 11 to 13-inch saugers, and they taste fantastic. They fry up perfectly, and they're great. So John out of the Williams area there, along with his 11 to 13-inch saugers that he says he's getting quite a few of, he's gotten 3 walleyes, 18, 20, and 24-inch. Those were his biggest, so those are really nice fish. And he also got a 26-inch burbot, which are so fun. You think you're catching a huge fish, and you get it up, and it's a slimy burbot, but you got to love them. All right, the War Road side. Sam J is northern fishing in the Swift Ditch area. He's doing really well. He's fishing in 12 feet of water where he is suspending a sucker minnow. He said he's getting quite a few flags. The ice is still good enough to have a house, so he does have a house out there, and then he is watching his flags, and he said he's doing really well. He's just fishing halfway down the water column in 12 feet of water. He's gotten a 28-inch, a 31-inch, a 34-inch, and a 39-inch northern. So it sounds like he's really having a good time there with his tip-ups and just ripping some lip. We got to make sure, especially when we start northern fishing here, that we are watching the ice conditions. The ice conditions are getting sketchy. We still have plenty of ice, but the launches, the accesses are going to start getting soft. It is a little spooky. If you're not used to doing this, and if you've never been to the area, feel free to reach out to the Bite Report, and we can give you some tips and pointers. I also want to thank people for sending your pictures and comments in. It's just been great to see comments from everybody and to talk to different people that are out here fishing. And we're all out here to have a good time. That's what we're doing. It's a great place. And let's just make sure that we're staying safe out there. And that was why we started the Bite Report, was to make sure everybody could be safe and get out there and catch some nice fish. So Lake of the Woods is still really producing some good fish. If you have an opportunity to get up to Lake of the Woods before the end of the pre-spawn, then it's just going to be good, and it's only going to get better up until April 14th. It's just a fantastic time to be fishing here in northern Minnesota, and we are so lucky to have this resource. It's just fantastic. All right, the Rainy River. Walt P is fishing the Rainy River. He said the current is really strong, so sometimes he needs to, increase the weight of his jig that he's putting down there. He said even with the heavier jig, a lot of times he will not even see his jig on the graph because it's pulling your jig downstream. So you really just need to remember that. And if you're wondering why you can't see your jig, that's probably why. If you didn't notice that when you put your jig in the water when you're fishing the river, it floats downstream, it gets out of the cone view of your graph. So it's not like there's anything wrong with your graph. I've heard people say my graph isn't working, but that's not what it is. Your jig has gone out of the purview of your cone of your graph's transducer. So no worries. Anyway, he's catching a few fish. It's not as fast in the river usually as it is out in the lake, but he is getting good numbers of 14 to 16-inch walleyes, and the ice is shrinking, he said. Now, we know that because the Rainy River is already starting to open up by the dam in I Falls. Not that it isn't open all the time, but it is starting to make progress down the river. So the next couple of weeks here, we are really going to see quick progress on the Rainy River, and we are going to be doing reports regularly on the track of the river as it's opening up, as we get geared up here to start fishing the Rainy River for the hog walleyes. We can't wait. Can't wait to get out there. This is the best time of year to go fishing in northern Minnesota, is to be able to fish these hog walleyes on the Rainy River. It's just fantastic. You can fish Rainy Lake. You can fish any of the border waters with Canada until April 14th. So once this happens, it's a great time to get out and fish. Again, if you need pointers, reach out to the Bite Report and we can give you some tips and pointers on where to go to fish the Rainy River. I ran into Steve, Sal, Pete, and James, where they said, "Hey, Bite Report guy." And I said, "Yep, let's go catch some fish." We went out and fished for a few hours. We fished out of the Williams area. It was a fantastic time. They didn't exactly know where to go. So I said, "Why don't you guys just jump in the car and let's go catch a few fish, show you guys exactly what's going on." And we did. And we just had a fantastic time. We went and fished for 4 hours. We were fishing in 30 feet of water right off the reefs by Long Point. Each of us caught 5 or 10 fish in about 4 hours. So we probably got about 40 fish. It was a great time. Nice to meet you guys, and hit me up the next time you're coming up and we'll have to talk again and go fishing. Maybe go grab some lunch. If you are looking for an outfitter or canoe rental in the Lake Vermilion area, look to Easy Fish USA for canoe rentals, tow service to entry point number 1, and guided boundary waters, fishing adventures, and guide service on Lake Vermilion. Have a great day, and let's go catch some fish.